Hi students, welcome. We'll be solving a particular question this afternoon. So the instructions are, you're going to solve the question that I'm going to move on to, and whenever you have solved that question, you are going to take a picture of your workout and share that to the email address being displayed below. So the email address is primathzoom@gmail.com. Go ahead and share the live so that your friends who have not yet subscribed and your other classmates who have not yet subscribed can see that you're here doing work. So some afternoons I will come on live without notifying you. So you just have to subscribe so you know whenever we're on live. All right, so I'm going to move on to the question. You're going to solve the question, work it out in your books. You're going to take a picture of your workout and you're going to send it to me at this email address here. So the question reads, on day one, you are given $100 and for the next 6 days, you receive $260 each day. On day one, you are given $400 and for the next 6 days, you receive $180 each day. You're going to use this information to answer the following questions. So if you realize there are two situations being presented above, the first question is, which is the better option? So go ahead, work out the questions one at a time. I will be here, but I will be muting my microphone. You're going to go ahead, do your workout, and send your workout to this email address. So you're going to email me what you have done for this session. And I will send you back a response in your emails. The second question is, on which day are the options the closest? Remember, the questions are on screen so you can read at your own pace and answer. We'll be here for about 20 minutes working on it. So you have 20 minutes to solve these. And after 20 minutes, I'm going to end the live stream, but I will be awaiting your responses in this email. The third question is, on which day does the better option becomes more than the other? Number 4 is, how much money would you receive on the 7th day for each option? And number 5 is, model the responses for the options using a chart. Note it did not tell you which chart to use, so you will decide which chart you want to model the responses on. The email address is right here on the screen in blue. It says primathzoom@gmail.com. So go ahead, do your workout. So you're going to write the question, write this information above, write your question number 1, show your working below that, write your question number 2, show your workout as well, number 3, show your workout and your answer, number 4, same thing, and number 5. Remember, we're working with time, so we would have gone 12 minutes in the question so far. Okay, so I'm seeing some responses so far in my email. However, what I want you to do is, students, I want you to write this in your book. Take a picture of it and upload the picture to to the email address so I can see your workout. So I'm going to go ahead and start to explain how we can find the answer for number one. Number one asks, which is the better option? One of the options says, on day one, you are given $100, and for the next 6 days, you receive $260 each day. The second option is where on day one, you are given $400, and for the next 6 days, you receive $180 each day. Those are the two options. So you need to do some calculations here. If you are to receive, say for example, for this week, your mother is giving you some allowances, or you have received some money somewhere, and it says that on day one, which is the first day, you get $100, and for the next 6 days, you get $260 each of those days. How much money would you have at the end of that week? The next situation is where on day one you receive $400, but for the next 6 days you receive $180 each day. Those are the two options. And with your calculations, which is the better option? Which one of these options would you prefer? Would you prefer to get $100 on day one and then for the next 6 days you get $206 each day? Or would you prefer to get $400 on day one and then for the next 6 days you will receive $180 each day? Which is the better option? So that is something you need to think about. You need to also, yes, Makira Thomas, you need to also compare the responses to select which one is the better option. So number two reads, on which day are the options the closest? Now, how could you determine which days the options are the closest? How could you find that out? Could you use a chart to help you? Could you use a table to help you? Could you just list the responses? How could you do this? Could you use algebra to help you? How could you do this? How will you be able to know on which day the options are the closest? Are you going to match the responses? What are you going to do? So you're going to show working on how you will get your number two answer. So I want you guys not to give up here. I want you to try your very best to try to answer these questions. Okay, so these questions are from one of your popular textbooks. So you should have seen these questions, and if you have not and you're seeing it here for the first time, then think about the questions, man. Try your best to answer it. Try to think about you being in those situations. Also, number three says now, on which day does the better option becomes more than the other? Now, remember at number one, you would have decided which is the better option. And the third question says now, on which day does that option, which is the better option, becomes more than the other? Number four says, how much money would you receive on the seventh day for each option? So you would have already done some calculations from number one, and that will help you to answer number four with little or no more working out. And then number five says, to model the responses for the options using a chart. What are the different types of charts you know? You can post your response in the chat. What are the different types of chart you would have learned about in school? So post your responses of the different types of charts in the chat. All right, so I see Christian Stewart Gray says we have the bar graph. Great, that is one of the charts that we can use. What other charts are available? What other charts did you learn about? All right, so I'm seeing bar chart, bar graph coming up very often. I'm seeing timeline. I'm seeing line graph, bar graph. All right, I see tally chart as well from Anna's Delicious Creation. Those are some of the charts, right? I see, I think Althea wants to say pie chart. Good. That is another chart. So there you have it. You can select from the graphs that you're listing here, or whichever one you find most appropriate that you can use. So here we have bar graph, we have pie chart, we have line graph, I see tally chart. We also have a pictograph, we have a histogram, which is a kind of bar graph. And those are some examples of different charts that we can use. So you're going to go ahead, you're going to select the one that you prefer to use to show this information. Use your rulers if you need to draw lines. If you're drawing a circle, use something circular and ensure that your work is neat. All right, so you can go ahead, finish up your questions, and we will be here for another 10 minutes so that you can finish your questions. Remember, take a picture of your workout in your book. So if you're using your tablet, you can take a picture with your tablet, take a picture with whatever device you have. I will also share with you the link to Google Classroom. So for our next section, you can upload them there instead. All right, but I will have to create that Google Classroom for you first. I don't want to add you to the other ones I have, so I'll make one especially for you, and you can go ahead and share your answers. But for today's class, please share your answers in this email address here, and I have posted the email address in the chat. All right. All right, so go ahead, complete your questions. We'll be here until 7:27. That is when I will end the live, but I'm still looking out for your answers in the in my email. All right. Okay, students, so I am seeing some answers in the email, but students, use your rulers. Use your rulers to draw your graph. And remember, if you're drawing a bar graph, you must have your labels. So you can't draw your bar graph and you don't have your labels. You must have tell me the things that you must have on your bar graph. Go ahead and type them in the chat. What must you have if you're drawing a bar graph or any chart? What must you have? Right, McLean, Yvonne. We must have a title. Right, we must have our bars, numbers, as Althea says. There are some things that we must have. So Horacia Sinclair says bar numbers. And there are some things also, we must have labels. We need to have labels for the different axes. So we have our x-axis and our y-axis. Hi, Alea. So we must have labels for those parts. And Shanique Campbell says we must have numbers as well. So we must number it. So if you're going to put, we need to number the axis. So if we're going up, so you know the y-axis is the vertical one, the one that runs up, and the x-axis goes horizontally. Okay, so there are persons asking for the ID, but for the sessions we'll be having, we will be doing them on YouTube. So there is no Zoom ID that I'll be sharing. So I'll be the one here in Zoom, and then I'll be having the sessions with you here on YouTube. All right, and as I said before, I'm going to send you guys for our next session. I'm going to send you links to join the classroom. Welcome to the students who are just joining us. Ensure that you subscribe so you are notified when we start our next session. All right, so some evenings I will try to come on after work and let you answer a couple of questions, and I'll see where I can help you to make better choices as well as to approach the questions better. All right, so ensure you subscribe, because if you don't subscribe, you won't know when we're coming live. Okay. Yes, Yannick, we definitely need the title. No, Shanique, you don't need to send any emails. Just send me the answer to the work in my email, and in our next session, I will post the code for the classroom. No, this is a part of uh, a task that, you know, these, when you practice these little tasks, it helps you for your performance task exams. So because it's going to help you with your performance task exams, you know, you need to understand how to answer questions, and you might need to do a lot of practice and so on. So yes, Jashawn, giving your graph a name, which is a title. Awesome. So we're doing some practice some evenings to help you prepare for your exam. So we're not doing, the topic is not graph. because there are many other things that you're doing in this task. All right, so it is 1 minute before 7:27. So whenever we end, the persons who are just joining, you can go back and watch this video and you can complete your questions so that you're able to send the answers to me in this, using this email address here. All right. So, all right. Awesome, Joshua Powell. I hope you did well on your Spanish test. All right. So just send your answers in my email, and guys, ensure that you use your ruler if you join a bar graph. All right, don't send your work looking untidy. Okay, there is. So go ahead and do your workout, send your responses to the email. Also, you can come back. So you can come back and I will create the classroom, the Google Classroom for you guys. So you can come back to this video, and I'll also post the link in the comment section on this video. So if it is that you wish, you can send your responses in that classroom. All right, so bye-bye everybody. Take care.